Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jane and Alex podcast. I am so happy to be here with you today. My name is Jane, and I am here to help you improve your English listening and speaking skills.
And I am Alex. It is great to see you all again. It is great to have you listening to us. We are really excited about today's episode because it is about something we do every single day.
That is right, Alex. Today we are talking about greetings. Specifically, we're going to talk about how Americans greet each other in real life. You know, the textbooks always teach us one way, but real life is often very different.
Exactly. If you open a textbook, you usually see, "Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you?" While that is grammatically correct, it can sound a little bit robotic in a casual conversation. We want to help you sound natural, confident, and relaxed.
Yes, we want you to feel comfortable when you meet someone new or when you see a friend. But before we dive into all of these great phrases and tips, Alex, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, Jane. Thanks for asking. The weather is beautiful outside, and I just had a really good cup of coffee, so I'm ready to go. How about you? How are things going with you?
I am doing well too. I'm just really excited to record this. I think this topic is so important because the greeting is the very first impression you make on someone. If you start the conversation well, the rest of the conversation usually goes well too.
That is a very good point. First impressions are huge. In American culture, we value being friendly and open. A good greeting sets the tone. It shows you are polite, but also that you are approachable.
Absolutely. And speaking of being approachable and friendly, we have a small favor to ask our listeners right now. If you are enjoying our podcast and you want to learn more real English with us, please take a second to hit the like button on this video.
Yes, please do. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and it makes sure you never miss an episode. We have so many great topics coming up and we want you to be part of our learning community.
Thank you so much. Okay, Alex, let's get started. When we talk about greetings, I think we need to separate them into two big categories, formal and informal.
I agree. That is the best way to organize it. Context is everything. You would not greet your boss the same way you greet your best friend. Well, unless your boss is also your best friend, but that is rare.
Very rare. Let's start with the most common everyday situations. Let's say casual greetings. These are for friends, family, coworkers you know well, or even people you meet in casual settings like a coffee shop.
Right. So the most basic one, of course, is hi or hey. In the US, hey is extremely common. It is short, it is friendly, and it is easy to say.
I use hey all the time. Hey, Alex. Hey, Mom. Hey, guys. It works for almost everyone. But Alex, what about hello? Is hello too formal?
Hello is never wrong. That is the good thing about it. You can say hello to a judge and you can say hello to a child. It is neutral. However, in very casual situations, hello can sometimes sound a little bit distant if you do not use a warm tone of voice.
That is interesting. So tone of voice is important. If I say hello with a flat voice, it sounds serious. But if I say hello with a smile, it is friendly.
Exactly. But let's look at the phrases that come after the hi or hey. This is where learners often get stuck. The famous question, how are you?
Oh, yes. How are you? In American culture, this is a funny phrase. Because, Alex, when I ask you, how are you in the grocery store, do I really want to know your deep life story?
No, you definitely do not. And this is a major point for our listeners. In the US, how are you is often just a greeting, not a real question. It is like an extension of hello.
So if I walk past a coworker in the hallway and say, hey, how are you? They might just say, good, you, and keep walking. They do not stop to tell me about their headache or their car problems.
Precisely. We call this phatic communication. It is social lubrication. It just acknowledges the other person. So let's practice some natural responses to how are you?
Okay, if I ask you, how are you, Alex? What are 3 casual ways you might answer?
I might say, good, thanks. You? Or I might say, not bad. How about you? Or if I'm feeling really good, I might say, doing great. You?
I hear not bad a lot. It sounds negative, but it's actually quite positive, right?
Yes, not bad means everything is okay. It is a very neutral, safe answer. It means I have no complaints.
And notice that Alex always adds you or how about you at the end. That is the ping pong aspect of conversation. You have to hit the ball back.
That is crucial. If Jane says, how are you? And I just say, good, and then I stop talking, that creates an awkward silence. It can seem rude or like I don't want to talk to her. Always throw the question back.
Okay, let's move to a very American greeting that confuses a lot of people. What's up?
Ah, yes. What's up? or even shorter, sup.
I remember when I first heard this, I looked up at the ceiling. I thought they were asking what is literally up above me.
That is a classic mistake. What's up basically means what is happening in your life right now, or what are you doing? But just like how are you, it is usually just a greeting.
So how do I answer what's up? I cannot say I am fine. That doesn't make sense, right?
Right. You cannot answer what's up with I am fine, because I am fine answers the question, how are you? To answer what's up, you talk about activity. The most common answers are not much, nothing much, or same old, same old.
Not much. That is my favorite. It is so easy. Hey, Jane, what's up? Not much, just working. You?
Perfect. Let's try that. I will be the person greeting you. Ready?
Ready.
Hey, Jane, what's up?
Not much, Alex. Just recording this podcast. What's up with you?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out. See how natural that sounded?
It is very quick. It flows easily.
And did you notice Jane said, what's up with you? That is a great way to return the greeting.
Another variation I hear is, how's it going? Is that the same as how are you?
Yes, how's it going is very similar to how are you, but it is slightly more casual. It is asking about your life, your day, or your current situation. The answers are similar to how are you.
So I can say it's going well, or just good.
Exactly. Good is the universal answer. Even though grammatically some people say you should say well, in spoken American English, almost everyone says good. How's it going? Good.
That is a relief. I don't have to worry too much about grammar in that split second.
No, definitely not. Connection is more important than perfection. If you say, I am doing good, everyone understands you and thinks you sound friendly. If you stop to correct yourself, it breaks the flow.
Let's talk about slang a little bit. We mentioned sup. What about things like yo?
Yo is very casual. You usually use this with close friends. It comes from hip-hop culture but has spread pretty wide. It is just a way to get attention or say hello. Yo, Alex.
I probably wouldn't say yo to my grandmother.
Probably not, unless your grandmother is very cool. Stick to hi or hello for older relatives usually.
What about howdy? Is that real? Do Americans really say howdy?
That is a great question. Howdy is short for how do you do. It is mostly associated with the south of the U.S., like Texas or Tennessee or rural areas. However, some people use it ironically or just to be friendly in other parts of the country. But if you are in New York City, you probably won't hear howdy very often.
That makes sense. It is good to know, though, in case our listeners travel to Texas.
Absolutely. If you are in Texas, give it a try. The locals will love it.
Okay, let's switch gears to formal greetings. Imagine I am going to a job interview or I am meeting my partner's parents for the first time. I probably shouldn't say sup.
Please do not say sup to your potential boss. In formal situations, we want to be polite and respectful. The time of day becomes important here.
Right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
These are the gold standard for formal greetings. They are always appropriate. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good afternoon, everyone.
Notice we don't say good night as a greeting. That is a common mistake.
Yes, big red flag there. Good night is only used when you are leaving or going to sleep. If you meet someone at 8 p.m. for dinner, you say good evening, not good night.
If I say good night when I arrive, they will think I am leaving immediately.
Exactly. It would be very confusing. So stick to good evening for arrivals after 5 or 6 p.m.
What about it is nice to meet you? That is a classic formal phrase.
Yes, when you meet someone for the first time, it is nice to meet you or pleased to meet you is perfect. And often this is accompanied by a handshake.
Let's talk about body language and handshakes. In the US, the handshake is still very common, right?
Yes, in business and formal settings, the handshake is the standard. It should be firm, not crushing the other person's hand, but not limp like a dead fish either. A solid, firm grip, 2 or 3 pumps, and eye contact.
Eye contact is so important in American culture. If you look at the floor when you say hello, people might think you are shy or dishonest or not interested.
That is true. We value direct eye contact. It shows confidence. So smile, look them in the eye, shake their hand, and say, nice to meet you.
What about hugs? When do Americans hug?
Hugging is for friends and family. Usually, if you meet a friend you haven't seen in a while, a hug is very common, or if you are saying goodbye. But in a business meeting, no hugs. Keep it to a handshake.
There is this awkward middle ground sometimes, right? Like you meet a friend of a friend. Do you shake hands? Do you hug? Do you just wave?
That is the awkward zone. Usually, if it is a friend of a friend in a casual setting, like a party, a wave or a very quick light handshake is fine. Sometimes women will hug other women they just met in a social setting, but men usually stick to handshakes with new people.
I usually just smile and give a little wave if I'm not sure. It's safer.
A smile and a wave is always safe. You can never go wrong with a smile.
Let's go back to some phrases. We talked about how are you and what's up. What about what's new?
What's new is similar to what's up. It's asking for news. A good answer is not much, just the usual, or you can share a small piece of news. Not much, I just started a new book.
I like that. It gives the other person something to talk about. If I say, I just started a new book, you can ask me, oh, what book?
Exactly. It opens the door for conversation. That is the goal of a greeting. It is to open the door.
Let's role play a few specific situations so our listeners can hear how this flows naturally. Let's do a coffee shop situation. I will be the customer and you are the barista.
Okay, I am ready. I am standing behind the counter wearing an apron.
Approaching. Hi there.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good, thanks. Can I get a medium latte, please?
Sure thing. Anything else for you?
No, that is all, thanks.
Okay, that will be $4.
Pause. That was simple. Notice I didn't ask the barista deep questions. He asked, how's it going? And I just said, good, thanks.
And you immediately move to your order. That is very typical. In service situations, efficiency is polite. You don't need to have a 10-minute conversation.
Now, let's do a running into a friend situation. We are friends, but we haven't seen each other in a few weeks. We see each other on the street.
Okay, I am walking down the street. Oh, Jane.
Alex, oh my gosh, hi. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know, it has been a while. How have you been?
I have been good. Really busy with work, but good. How about you? What have you been up to?
Same here. Just working and trying to stay warm in this weather. You look great, by the way.
Aw, thanks. We should grab coffee soon.
Definitely. Text me.
Okay, let's pause. There was a lot of good stuff there. First, the energy was higher. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in ages.
Yes, when you see a friend, you show excitement. It makes them feel good. And notice the phrase, how have you been, instead of how are you?
What is the difference there? How are you versus how have you been?
How are you is about right now. How have you been covers the time since we last met. It suggests a duration of time. It is perfect for people you haven't seen in a while.
And the answer matches the grammar. I have been good, not just I am good.
Correct. I have been good or I've been busy. It links the past to the present.
And then we ended with, we should grab coffee soon. Is that a real plan?
Ah, the famous vague American plan. Sometimes it is real, sometimes it is just a polite way to end the conversation. It means I like you and I want to see you again, but unless we set a specific date and time right now, it might not happen immediately.
That is so true. Let's do lunch often just means goodbye, friend.
It is a nice sentiment, though. It keeps the connection open.
Let's talk about common mistakes. We mentioned good night. What other mistakes do you hear learners make with greetings?
One common mistake is being too honest with negative feelings too early. If a casual acquaintance asks, how are you? And you say, I'm terrible, my stomach hurts, and I hate my job.
Oh no, that makes the other person very uncomfortable.
Yes, it is called oversharing. Americans are open, but we usually keep the greeting positive. Save the complaints for your close friends after the conversation has started properly.
Another mistake I hear is mixing up formal and informal, like saying, how do you do to a teenager?
Yes, how do you do is very old-fashioned. You almost never hear it anymore, except maybe in very formal upper-class British dramas, or perhaps by very elderly people. If you say how do you do to a young American, they might look at you funny.
So stick to nice to meet you instead of how do you do.
Exactly. Nice to meet you is modern and correct. How do you do sounds like you are from the 19th century.
What about pronunciation? Sometimes learners say the words too clearly, like, how are you?
Great point. Real English is connected. We blend words together. We don't say, how are you? We say, how are you? Or how you doing?
How are you doing? That sounds very natural. How's it going? Sounds like, how's it going?
Yes, how's it going? The S in how's connects to the it. Practice that blend. How's it going?
Let's try that together. Listeners, repeat after Alex. How's it going?
How's it going?
One more time.
How's it going?
And the answer? Pretty good. That is a nice, casual answer. Pretty good.
Pretty good is excellent. It means very good or quite good. It is distinct from just good.
I also want to talk about titles. Mr., Mrs., Miss, MS. When do we use these in greetings?
In the US, we are becoming much more informal.
But in business or formal situations, or when speaking to someone much older, titles are safe. Mr. for men. For women, MS is the safest bet because it doesn't depend on whether she is married or not.
Right. Mrs. is for married women, Miss is for young or unmarried women, but MS, pronounced with a Z sound, Ms., works for everyone. It is the professional standard.
But if you meet someone casually, introduce yourself by your first name. Hi, I'm Alex. If I say I'm Alex, please call me Alex. Don't call me Mr. Alex.
That is a good rule. Follow the lead of the person you are meeting. If they use their first name, you use their first name.
Exactly. Americans usually prefer first names very quickly. It removes barriers and makes collaboration easier.
Let's do a business meeting role play. This is a bit more formal. We are meeting in a conference room.
Okay, I will be the client visiting your office.
Good morning. You must be Alex. I am Jane, the marketing director.
Good morning, Jane. It is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is mine. Did you find the office okay?
Yes, the directions were perfect. It is a beautiful building.
Thank you. Can I get you some water or coffee before we start? Just some water would be great. Thank you. Okay, let's analyze that. It was polite, structured, and we used good morning and pleasure to meet you.
Yes, pleasure to meet you is a step up from nice to meet you. It is very professional. And notice Jane asked about my journey or finding the office. That is typical small talk to break the ice.
You cannot just jump straight into business. You have to do the greeting dance first.
The greeting dance, I like that. It helps everyone relax.
Now, what if you forget someone's name? You greet them, you know them, but the name is gone. This happens to me all the time.
Ugh, it is the worst, but it happens to everyone. The best strategy is to be honest but polite. You can say, I am so sorry, I am terrible with names. Remind me of your name again?
Or sometimes I just say, it's great to see you, and hope they say their name or hope someone else introduces them.
That is the sneaky trick. Hey, good to see you, and just smile. But asking is okay too. People are usually forgiving.
Let's talk about long time no see. Is that a real phrase?
Yes, long time no see is very common. It is grammatically incorrect if you analyze it, but it is a fixed idiom in English. You use it with friends you haven't seen in months or years.
Hey, Alex, long time no see.
Jane, wow, it has been forever.
It has been forever. That's another good one. It's an exaggeration, of course.
We love exaggeration in English. It's been ages. I haven't seen you in a million years.
It emphasizes how much you miss them.
Exactly. It adds emotional warmth.
Let's recap some of the key takeaways from today's episode. We've covered a lot of ground.
We certainly have. First, remember that context is key. Decide if the situation is formal or casual. That determines your vocabulary.
Second, remember that how are you and what's up are greetings, not deep questions. Keep your answers light and positive. Good, not much, doing well.
Third, always return the ball. Ask, and you? Or how about you? To keep the conversation flowing.
Fourth, pay attention to body language. Smile, make eye contact, and give a firm handshake in professional settings.
And finally, don't stress about being perfect. The most important thing is to be friendly. If you smile and say hello, you are already winning.
That is the best advice. Confidence comes from practice. So listeners, your homework for this week is to try using a new greeting. If you always say hello, try saying hi or hey. If you always say I am fine, try saying not bad or doing great.
Experiment with it. See how people react. You'll find that varying your language makes you feel more like a native speaker.
Before we go, I want to ask you, Alex, what is your absolute favorite greeting? The one you use the most?
Honestly, I probably use how's it going the most. It feels friendly, but not too intimate. It works for neighbors, baristas, and colleagues. What about you, Jane?
I think I am a hi, how are you classic person. But with my close friends, I am definitely a hey, what's up person.
Nice. It suits you.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to the Jane and Alex podcast today. We hope you learned some useful tips on how Americans greet each other.
If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know in the comments. Tell us what is the most common greeting in your country. We would love to hear about it.
Yes, please share. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends who are learning English. It really helps us grow.
Thanks for tuning in. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and have a wonderful day.
See you next time. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye.